that was this is day 2 from day 1. We had yoga and we had dance sessions.
Oh, missed it.
Yeah, they were done. Yeah, they were done up until last week. They finished, and this is just about how you continue that journey after being physical. What nutritions are going to help you on the journey. So housekeeping, toilets are to the left. So the ones right at the bottom near the sports hall, they do have soap in it.
Yeah.
The ones where it says staff only doesn't have soap. So if you have got the energy to go all the way down to the bottom, they have soap, but the one over here doesn't. There's no planned fire drill, so if you hear any alarm going off, it is a real emergency. Exit through that way, and also down where the car park is. And yesterday, if you want your blood pressure taken, if you haven't done it, please put your hands up. So if you look up, put your hands up so you can see what blood pressure wants to get the blood pressure taken. Yeah, and
Can I have it taken again?
you can have it taken again if you want as well. Yeah, so just the Pat. So yeah, just let Pat know that you want to have it taken again if you had it done yesterday. And so yes, does anyone remember what we did yesterday? Those that were here. Can anyone remember? Can anyone remember what we did? Alternative foods.
Was not rice and bread and everything.
Yeah. What we looked at? Did we look at the root cause?
Yes.
What was one of them was chronic inflammation, oxidative stress, and insulin resistance. Yes. Okay. So we looked at those 3 components and how that goes into. And what's important about our gut? What does that do?
The bacteria.
The bacteria, it connects to our heart. So if our gut is healthy and happy, then our heart will be healthy and happy. So it's very important to look at. So today we're going to be looking at that. So just a quick, there was a nice question that Rochelle did tell us. She asked us, what would your heart tell you to change? I want you to think about that question as you're going through today's session. What's your heart telling you that needs to change? Do you need to get more sleep? Do you need to cut down on sugary stuff, too much flour? What's your heart telling you that I need more of? Exercise, yeah. So what is your heart? So I want you to think about that as you're going through the session. For those that don't know Rochelle is, find my note, I'll get too many down, where is it? So Rochelle is our facilitator. She's a bench registered nutrition therapist practitioner. She has got her own practice called Ellie Rock Nutrition. As you can see the details here, if you scan the QR code, you can get onto her mailing list, and the slides, she will email them to you and to let you know information. She has a degree in popular medicine and a fresh diploma in nutrition therapy, and she just wants people to improve their food choices. So Rochelle is going to be taking the sessions. Any questions that you have, if you write it down on your sheet of paper and come afterwards. And yes, so we'll get started. So Rochelle, are you ready?
I am indeed. Thank you so much, Lady Essen. Hi everyone again. Really.
Sorry, just before, for those that weren't here, Delton is filming. That's for the funders, so if you don't really want to be in it, just let them know. Put your hands up now.
I'm at the back anyway.
Yeah, but just let them know. It's just for the funders, just to know that we actually did carry out the session. But yeah, so it's quite a little safe.
Okay, so welcome. Welcome back to the What Your Heart Wants to Eat series. Today we are looking at fuel for a thriving heart. Yesterday we went beyond cholesterol and we looked at the real roots of CBD, and we're going to shift our focus from foods to limit and eliminate to foods to eat and why it matters to eat them for your heart health. So we're building a heart healthy plate. So how to get the most from today. Please remember that this presentation is educational information only. It is not medical advice. There will be a mini quiz at the end, and we were supposed to do one, weren't we? To start with, we might do 2. How are we going to do that? I'll work this out. One of the points is hold your questions to the end, but
it was cholesterol because of those were yesterday. Do you do a quick synopsis?
do you know what? The quiz will help with that. So we're going to touch upon it
Thank you.
throughout. But yeah, so before starting any new health regime, especially if you have a particular medical condition, please check with your GP or nutritionist first. Please hold your questions to the end. If you're worried that you're going to forget, just write them down. That's absolutely fine. So let us look at the power of nutrient-dense foods. Does anyone know what a nutrient is?
It's essential in the food.
I heard the word essential. They're essential. I heard vitamin, I think. Okay, absolutely. So nutrients are substances that are needed to live and grow. So the nutrient-dense foods that we are looking at today go beyond just basic needs, and we're looking at specific nutrients that your heart needs to thrive. So we're looking at magnesium and its food sources, which is the engine's coolant and relaxant. We're looking at potassium. And when I say engine, all these car analogies are about the heart. Maybe you can tell I've just had my MOT done and I need a car service in the next week, so I like my little analogies. So potassium is the battery charger for the heart rhythm.
Is it okay to take a photo?
Yeah, you can. And then copyright me when you post it online, tag me in. Coenzyme Q10, it's the spark plug of your heart cells. It provides the energy the heart needs. Omega-3 fatty acids, oil for your arteries. And then we have antioxidants and phytonutrients, which is our anti-corrosion, that kind of anti-rust spray. So we're looking at food sources for each, and just remember that functional food is our daily medicine. So mini test. The healthy low-fat myth. When a product is labeled low-fat, what ingredients are often significantly increased to maintain taste, but they harm heart health? Sugar and salt. So I'm going to test your take. Is it fiber and protein? Is it potassium and B vitamins? No, you said sugar and salt, sodium. So you are correct, by the way, well done. When fat is removed, manufacturers like to put more sugar and more sodium to compensate, and this makes the food into a highly processed item, which contributes to inflammation and high blood pressure. So we've reminded ourselves what the body doesn't want to consume, like we did yesterday. Let's look at the first nutrient that helps heal the heart. So magnesium, the heart's relaxant. I love saying that word. So it's essential for blood vessel relaxation and blood pressure regulation. It regulates your heart rhythm. It lowers your blood pressure. It supports insulin sensitivity. Now, we mentioned yesterday, we looked at insulin resistance being a root cause of cardiovascular disease. Magnesium is the cure for insulin resistance, for insulin sensitivity. And magnesium also has anti-inflammatory properties. Yesterday we looked at inflammation, chronic inflammation being a cause of cardiovascular disease. But magnesium has anti-inflammatory. Spinach, nuts, almonds are very high in potassium. Seeds, pumpkin seeds, extremely high in potassium. Did I say potassium? Yeah. Magnesium. Sorry, I was giving you a clue what's happening next, but let's just stay on track. Magnesium. Almonds are high in magnesium. Pumpkin seeds high in magnesium. Legumes, so those black beans, dark chocolate, unrefined whole grains such as buckwheat and whole grain oats. Is there anyone in here who is on an acid blocker? Anyone in here who suffers from heartburn or acid reflux? Okay.
Yes.
So, okay, thank you for that. Or you have to press the green button. So just to let you know, for those who do take acid blockers for conditions such as acid reflux or heartburn, you could be blocking magnesium's absorption and increasing the risk of nutrient deficiencies. But remember my disclaimer, do not stop your medication. If you have concerns, just talk to your GP, your health provider, and they can explore options such as potentially lowering the dose if that's appropriate, alternative medication, potential supplementation, or even addressing the root cause of the heartburn. So there is also good news that studies show that an increased intake of magnesium and potassium with reduced sodium can be as effective as certain blood pressure medications. So this is really impressive. It reminds people that they can use nutrition to take control of their blood pressure through diet alone, potentially reducing the risk for long-term medication. That doesn't mean come off medication, that just means have a conversation with your healthcare provider. And since we're also focusing on budget hacks, make sure that you stock up on your dried legumes like dried lentils and beans, because they are pence per portion and they're very cost effective and rich in magnesium. So potassium, which is what I was introducing to you earlier, is the blood pressure balancer. Potassium is sodium's opposite. It flushes out excess salt and keeps your blood vessels flexible. The common and biggest issue in our standard diet isn't just that we have high sodium, but it's that we have low potassium to balance it out. So what does your heart want to eat? Let me ask you, what is the most famous example of potassium? Say it louder.
Banana.
Banana, absolutely. But there are many sources of potassium. So we have cantaloupe, oranges, dried apricots, vegetables, potatoes, sweet potatoes, spinach again, winter squash, legumes, beans and lentils. They keep coming up and they are so budget friendly. Also avocado, nuts, seeds, fish and dairy products. So essentially a high vegetable diet is a perfect balance of potassium and fiber and magnesium. Just a few cautions. While potassium is excellent for your heart, there are two main groups that need to be very careful with their potassium levels. So those with poor kidney function, or those who are on common blood pressure medications such as ACE inhibitors, they can cause your body to retain too much potassium. So always check with your health provider regarding your dietary intake. There's a budget hack. Okay, yeah, potatoes and tinned tomatoes are excellent and affordable sources of potassium. You ready for another quiz? A mini test. It's not a quiz, it's a mini test. Okay, so energy drink risk. Consuming just one standard can of an energy drink temporarily elevates which key cardiovascular risk factor in young adults? Is it A, blood sugar glucose? Is it B, blood pressure? Is it C, your triglyceride levels? Which one is it? Which one in particular?
It's a drink.
I hear I hear. Shout it at me, Google. Hey, okay. It is actually, I hear maybe B. It is actually B. So the massive dose of caffeine and stimulants, it forces the blood vessels to constrict and rapidly increase the heart rate, causing a temporary but a significant spike in your blood pressure. And that causes potential risk in people who have undiagnosed hypertension. This is why we're doing the blood pressures, because we don't always know. You guys told me yesterday that it's the silent killer because we don't always see the symptoms. So this is why it's important to get it
You mean
measured.
hypo or hyper?
Hyper. Sorry, my enunciation
Sorry,
needs to be
hyper,
clever.
okay.
So young people are particularly at risk because their cardiovascular system is still developing. So we've reminded ourselves again of another ingredient that our heart doesn't necessarily want us to consume too much of. So let's look at specific nutrients that help heal the heart. Remember, if you have any particular questions, write them down for the end. So coenzyme Q10, the heart's energy spark. I love CoQ10. CoQ10 is naturally produced in the body and is acquired in small amounts from foods. It's needed for energy production. So your heart is working 24/7 even when you're fast asleep, as you know, because you woke up today in your life. So it has high energy demands, and CoQ10 is necessary for that energy production. It is also a powerful antioxidant, and we spoke about antioxidants yesterday, so I'm going to ask you today, for those who were here yesterday, why are antioxidants important?
Do they fight free radicals? Was it free radicals?
Say it with confidence, because you're right. They fight free radicals, absolutely. So they're antioxidants, when they're balanced against the free radicals, they reduce the risk of oxidative stress, that cellular damage. And number 3, coenzyme Q10 lowers blood pressure. And this is exciting. It really is. In individuals with high blood pressure, it lowers blood pressure, but for those who tend to have normal blood pressure, it keeps it the same. And I have personally seen its effects. I've worked with people, I've written to doctors and used coenzyme Q10 with people, and doctors have lowered blood pressure medication. Wow. And to the point where we actually got my client off the blood pressure medication. But don't try it at home by yourself. I'm talking about supplementation. I'm a nutritionist. Work with a nutritionist. Talk to your doctor, okay? Disclaimers throughout. Okay, so a few FYIs. For your information, levels of CoQ10 are often lower in people with heart failure. So research tends to show that coenzyme Q10 supplements help improve symptoms and functions and reduce risk of death in heart failure patients. Second FYI, coenzyme Q10 levels naturally decrease with age and illnesses. Third FYI, so certain medications, in particular statins, which lower cholesterol levels, can lower the body's natural production of coenzyme Q10. So it's very important to consider these things, and if you have concerns, speak to your GP or nutritionist or whoever your healthcare provider is. Let's look at what your heart wants to eat. Rich food sources. We have organ meats, liver, yum. Fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines, olive oil, vegetables such as broccoli and cauliflower, and nuts and seeds, especially walnuts. Now pay attention, because coenzyme Q10 is a fat-loving molecule, so it's best absorbed in a meal that is rich in fat. Now there are other medications that can potentially lower your levels of coenzyme Q10. So there are some beta blockers that can also have a similar effect. And just to let you know, some of the effects, the side effects of having no coenzyme Q10 can be muscle pain and cramping, fatigue because you need it for energy, and mental fogginess as well, brain fog. So if you have concerns, speak to someone, a qualified practitioner about it. And just one more thing I want to tell you about coenzyme Q10, because I really do like it and appreciate it. You, in terms of supplementation, those who are on certain blood thinners like warfarin have to be careful. You will have an opportunity to have a free 15-minute call with me and see if we can work together. I do encourage you to take any information you hear today that you would like to query. Portions of oily fish per week, and all women who have not been through the menopause yet should have no more than 2 portions of oily fish per week. And a portion is 140 grams, so that's about the size and the thickness of your palm. So it would be similar to the men, if I recall correctly, no more than 4 portions of oily fish per week. Okay, I'm coming down, I believe. I say that, but I see a few more pages. So we did talk about the heart and the gut connection yesterday, and just a reminder that your gut is a chemical factory where bacteria can either soothe or stir up inflammation in the heart and the blood vessels. So we need fiber, which you can get from vegetables, oats and beans, legumes, to feed the beneficial, the good bacteria, and it helps reduce inflammation. We talked about fermented food. Yesterday, this lovely lady gave us a whole list, and you had a recipe that you were going to share with everyone. No pressure. Fermented foods like those pictures: sauerkraut, sourdough, kefir, kimchi, natural yogurt that doesn't have all the nasties, because you guys are going to check the ingredients. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
Absolutely. Miso, tempeh, fermented vegetables, very cheap to make at home. When you buy in the store, it's expensive. If you have money like that, great. If you don't, ferment it yourself. And certain aged cheese. So budget-friendly, high-fiber foods again include your lentils, your beans, your oats, your tinned vegetables, your frozen vegetables as well. Your gut microbes, your gut bacteria, they are your partners in your heart health. And we feed them well, they will work for us. Coming down. So the healthy heart plate, the 4 building blocks I want you to focus on. So color, which represents antioxidants. So eat the rainbow. And for those of you who want another challenge in addition to the ones that I gave you yesterday, that 7 to 9 portion daily challenge. Split it up. Think about how you can get that fermented food into your breakfast, and then some more colored food at lunch, and then dinner as well. Then you have your fats and omega-3s, those anti-inflammatory firefighters, at least 1 portion of oily fish per week. You also have your fibers and your veggies, which are going to provide the magnesium, the potassium for blood pressure control and gut support. And then you have your proteins, your coenzyme Q10, that energy spark that the heart needs. And protein also helps stabilize and balance your blood sugar. So you're working so many things by making sure you develop a heart healthy plate. And I want to remind you, it's important that you have variety. Variety is the spice of life. Different things feed different bacteria, and your body doesn't want the same thing over and over again. That's how you build up intolerances. That's how you can potentially cause gut inflammation. So try a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and something else and something else. Now, the non-food fuel that I also want you guys to be reminded of is sleep and movement. Sleep regulates appetite hormones and blood pressure. And poor sleep raises your cortisol levels, that stress hormone that if it keeps being raised can cause chronic inflammation, raising your blood pressure and glucose levels. Movement supports your circulation as well and your insulin sensitivity and your mental health. We talked about the importance of managing your stress yesterday. And small daily changes such as 10-minute walks, especially after eating, stretches, stretch breaks, so you're not just constantly sitting down in front of a device for hours on end. Ooh, I pressed the thing. Yes. that's why I shouldn't have sat down. Keep walking, Rochelle. And simple, deep breathing. And we talked about, I think someone said that they were going to improve their sleep hygiene as well yesterday. So maintaining a consistent bedtime, a screen cut off, picking up a book and not a phone an hour before bed, and having a completely dark room. I see you remembered. I know you remember that. And having a completely dark room as you try to get your Z's. These are habits that are essential to fuel your heart and protect your heart. So if your heart could speak to you today, what would it ask you to change?
Sleep.
Sleep. Okay, how are you going to improve your sleep? Start in the evening, start working for the evening.
Set time for going to bed and waking up.
Yes.
I don't do.
That is good. I don't have a pen. I'd like to write some of these down.
I would like to set a set time when I'm going to bed. I would like to set time when I just finish everything, sleep, and then go and do my evening 1 hour, 1.5. That's it. Then I just
relaxation.
Finish, just like finished, and now it's calm time. That's because then I said, okay, I would like to go 10 bed. Then I go one day I go like 10 minutes before I cook. One day half an hour, one day like. Do you understand? So I think that time, that hour before or 1.5, say, okay, now it's my calm down time.
Yes.
And then this is what I do, and then I go to bed.
Good.
So I just feel like, setting for myself
Yeah.
time to go to bed doesn't work. So I need to set the time earlier to cut off everything.
And to each their own. This is so what I do, even though this is a general presentation, I work with people personally. So what is right for one person is not always right for the other. So you have to find out what's right for you. So absolutely do what you need to do. Anyone else? What else are you going to change? What does your heart want you to change?
Exercise.
Okay, exercise, that physical movement. So how are you going to start that? What are you going to do? 10-minute walk more?
That's my starting point, I think.
Yeah.
10 minutes and then one big up.
Okay, is that every day we're going to try?
I'd like to.
Sounds good. So do you set a time in your mind and on your calendar for that as well?
Timer.
Headspace. Okay, timer.
Timer, yeah. It's excellent. But there's lots of apps around, but it really does help. Just 5 minutes every day really actually makes a difference. You saying that
It
just
does.
reminded me.
It does.
Yeah.
And even work like that can actually help lower your blood pressure.
Yeah. I
Just
think it does.
breathing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I recently had a lot of dental procedures, and I got to the point where I was overwhelmed with all the things that were happening, and I just started doing the breathing. It was amazing. Immediately I got calmness in this horrible situation, a situation that I was really beginning to, I just wanted to panic and get out, but actually it really, really helped.
Can you pass this back as well? Brilliant. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. So we are handing out a quiz right now. I can't believe how time has just flown as per usual. So we're about to do a quiz today. I'm aware of yesterday's one. If we have yesterday's one, we'll try and get through it. But if we can't.
No, one.
Or maybe next week. You never know. So as you are filling out that quiz, and please do so as quickly as you can. Just a reminder that you are welcome to contact me, connect with me in various ways. You can book a free discovery call with me to see if we should work together. Maybe you have a particular health goal or energy drinks. Yeah, that is an issue as well. But because the energy drinks just have such a massive dose of caffeine stimulants, it's really not good for the heart. So that's the either it's the blood pressure and the stomach that are worse factor in yeah, so the issue that we're focusing on here is hearts, cardiovascular. So government is more, so, I mean, we're not completely saying opposite things. I'm just saying that the factors that cause the worst affected, especially in the context of cardiovascular, was the blood pressure when it comes to energy. Not just like a Fanta and heal the heart. And next week, 2 p.m. Saturday the 22nd, we're going to look more about the affordability and building practicality, how to build it all into real life. So practicality and budget hacks. And there'll be a party, I believe, so there'll be good food. Someone was worried that it would just be salads next week. I can assure you it's not just going to be salads. There will be a kind of 2-course, maybe even 3-course type of buffet. Yeah, please put your name on it and on the quiz, and then when you finish, swap it with the person next to you. I trust you, but yeah.
So we're either both right or both wrong.
Yeah, heal the heart, improve health. So has everybody swapped?
Yes.
Yeah.
I should do.
So everyone swapped? Alright, we can go through the answers.
I don't need to know.
Let's do this now because we're going to leave soon. Oh. Can someone read these for me, please, the questions? So Lady Essie is going to read. And sorry, could everyone just show me if they've swapped their paper with someone next to them? Yeah, a little bit.
Has everyone swapped?
Have you swapped? No? Oh, then swap it.
Oh, this
You can swap it with
The lady in front of you. Have you, look at the conferring hair. Have you swapped?
We're gonna read it out.
Alright, Lady Essie, if
Okay,
you could
question
read.
1. Besides diet, poor sleep raises the level of which key stress hormone that in turn elevates blood pressure and blood glucose? Question 1.
Shout it.
Shout it. Cortisol.
Right, cortisol, absolutely.